Well, what inspired me to be an endocrinologist, I think, is kind of a no-brainer. My dad had type 1 diabetes. I guess I just always paid more attention to this. It was always very close to my heart, and I wanted to, it just seemed like a natural progression when I was in internal medicine to follow up with endocrinology. Plus, I love the study of the body as a whole. I always um, liked to study how all the parts work together. And also, I'm terrible, just terrible in the operating room. It was not my field at all. So I knew what I didn't want to be. Um, but anyway, it surprised nobody when I became an endocrinologist. How I ended up in as an endocrinologist who practices low carb. Um, it was a series of events, and it wasn't an obvious thing. It was slow. It took some time till as to get to that point where the as they say in Hebrew, the asimon fell, meaning like the coin fell, like the it took some time for me to get it. It took some time because I really had it made intuitive sense that we should be low carb, but then there's a whole other step to really understanding the low carb movement, which is also accepting that fats are good for you, that real natural fats are actually good for you. So this is like the second step. First, you're like, oh yeah, you should eliminate sugars, of course. But then, understanding that there's so many layers that don't make sense in what we're preaching to patients is a whole other ballgame. And this, I have to thank my dear friend Jessica Apple. The conversations with her and her brother Sam Apple over the years really helped me to understand this. So I really there are other people, but uh, getting to that video, that famous video by Dr. Sarah Hallberg that said that reversing diabetes by ignoring the guidelines. Um, it really, I was like, wow, there's really something here. And that led to a whole journey. I'll never forget that day because then I just kept reading and reading and reading and reading. And I was like up for hours and driving my husband crazy is crazy saying, wow, this is like something is shaking my world. It was a real aha moment for me, like all at once.